Hello students, we have completed the first major question of diffraction phenomena, that is the finding the condition of maxima and minima. And today we have the second question of diffraction, major question of diffraction, that is calculation of the fringe width. So let us start calculating fringe width. So we are going to require the maxima and minima table, in which separately we will write the conditions first. So let us start writing the conditions, and with the help of this diagram we will calculate the tan theta. So let us start now. First of all, the condition of the secondary maxima is d sin theta equal to 2n plus 1 lambda by 2, and the condition for minima is d sin theta equal to n lambda. Here the starting value of n is 1. We have to remember this very important point. Okay, now what we have to do next, sin theta we will calculate from this formula. So sin theta, it will become 2n plus 1 lambda by 2d. This d will come in the denominator. So only sin theta formula is 2n plus 1 lambda by 2d. Now we will equate it with the tan theta, taking this approximation that whenever theta is small, so sin theta is also equal to theta and tan theta is also equal to theta. So taking this approximation, we can equate sin theta and tan theta. Now because we want the displacements formulas, so let us see this diagram. In this diagram we have already completed. This is the Fraunhofer single slit diagram. This is that slit AB, and we know that if we take any random fringe on the screen, nth fringe, its displacement from the center of the screen is yn, and this distance is always fixed capital D between slit and screen. So you can see this midpoint is joining this P point, and this, it is making angle theta. So if we find tan theta from this triangle, so perpendicular upon base, perpendicular is yn and base is D, this way we will get yn by D answer. Okay, in the same manner here also we will find in the same manner. So sin theta equal to tan theta we have to do. Sin theta we will get from its condition. So here the sin theta is n lambda by d, but tan theta will remain same from the diagram. It is yn upon d. Okay, now using these two calculations we have to get the formulas of yn. So first of all, here minima's displacement we are talking about, so we will call it yn dash, and here maxima's displacement are there, so we will call it yn. Note down, we are proceeding to next sheet. Now we will continue with that table. You have already got the last step, yn by d equal to 2n plus 1 lambda by 2d for maxima, and for minima yn by d means tan theta equal to sin theta n lambda by d. Now our target is, here yn dash. Now our target is that we have to get yn formulas. So this d should be shifted here. So this d I am removing from here, it is shifted. In the same manner, this d is also shifted that side, capital D. So this way we have prepared the displacement formulas. So displacement of first minima, second minima, first maxima, second maxima formulas we can create from here. So let us create that formulas, mainly that are important for numericals. First maxima means first secondary maxima we call it. If first secondary maxima displacement we want, so it becomes, for first maxima we have to put n equal to 1 only. N equal to 1, 2n plus 1 means 3. So 3 by 2 lambda d by d. Okay. In the same manner, if secondary maxima displacement is needed, it will become, put n equal to 2, so it will become 5 by 2 lambda d by d. In the same manner here, if first minima is asked, then also put n equal to 1, so it will become lambda d by d. If second minima is asked, so put n equal to 2, it will become 2 lambda d by d. So this way these numericals are needed clearly. First secondary maxima and second secondary maxima. Formulas are these. Okay. let us now make the fringe width formula. So as I have told you, like if we have to calculate the fringe width of maxima, beta, okay, this is of maxima, and here I will call beta dash, that means fringe width of minima. So whatever conclusions we have already discussed in case of interference, that the displacement of two consecutive minimas will give us the width of maxima. Okay. So if I need the width of maxima, I have to subtract the displacements of two minimas. So minima formula is here. So yn dash and yn minus 1 dash. So n lambda d by d means these are two consecutive fringes. Their separation we are subtracting. So in this formula, firstly put n and next you put n minus 1. Okay, after subtracting you can see, if I take lambda d by d common, then n minus 1 in the bracket. Now you can see n will get cancelled, minus minus plus 1. So we will get this answer lambda d by d. Now come to this side. If I have to get the width of a minima, so I have to subtract the displacements of two consecutive maximas. Maxima formula is here. So yn minus 1. Okay. So width of minima. So beta dash I have written, but displacements of maximas are needed. So yn and yn minus 1. No dash should be coming. Now in this formula, 2n plus 1 lambda d by 2d minus, in place of this n we have to put now n minus 1. So in place of n minus 1 substituted, remaining formula is same. Now lambda d by 2d is taken common. So 2n plus 1 minus this all box. So 2n minus 2 is inside, so it will become plus 2, and plus 1 is inside, it will become minus 1. You can see what are the things cancelling here. So 2n is cancelling, positive negative, and 1 is also cancelling. So 2 by 2 will also get cancelled. We will get the formula lambda d by d only. So that means here beta and beta dash are same only. Okay, so width of maxima and width of minima are same. So this way we have calculated the two widths. Now if we have to calculate the width of the central maxima, width of central maxima, okay, this thing is the third calculation here. So as we know that whenever we we talk about the central maxima, this is the center of the screen, this is the bright fringe, bright or maxima. So you can see it is half above the screen, means half above the center of screen, half below the center of the screen. So that means where the maxima, first the central maxima is ending, there the first minima is starting. First minima is starting. Okay, so what is the displacement of first minima from the center? That we have to just double so that beta 0 will be calculated. So I have to just do double of y dash, y1 dash. Okay, whatever is the displacement of first minima is written here, lambda d by d. So we have to just do double of it. So 2 lambda d by d. So this is beta 0 formula. So here the change has appeared. This is just not similar to the interference case. Okay, so here we will notice one thing, the change has appeared, that beta 0 is just double of other betas. Okay, central maxima's width is just double of width of other maximas or other minimas. Because if we carefully see the formulas, width of maxima is only lambda d by d, width of minima is only lambda d by d, but width of central maxima, that is twice lambda d by d. Why it has become twice? You have understood already that because where the central maxima is ending, their first minima is starting. So that means the displacement of first minima, if we double it, we will get beta 0, that means width of central. That's why we doubled the first minima's displacement. First minima formula we had already prepared, that we had substituted here. So this way the conclusion has come. Now after calculating the simple widths, fringe widths, we have to calculate the angular width also. Note down. The angular width theta of any fringe is defined by simple width upon capital D. Okay, simple width beta upon capital D, distance between slit and screen. Now we will calculate all the angular widths separately. So suppose angular width of secondary maxima, any secondary maxima is needed. So we have to put theta equal to beta by D. Which beta? Maxima beta. So maxima beta is lambda capital D by small d. This capital D is already there in the denominator. So you can see capital D is getting cancelled. Overall lambda by small d is remaining. Okay. In the same manner, if angular width of secondary minima we will call it now theta dash because minima. So here also beta dash upon d we have to do according to this formula. Now beta dash is also lambda d by d and capital D is already there. So capital D will get cancelled. Again lambda by small d. If angular width of central maxima, third case, central maxima is asked, we will call it theta 0. So we have to put beta 0 upon d. But beta 0 is twice lambda d by d. Okay, 2 lambda d by d. And this capital D is already there. So again capital D cancelled, 2 lambda by small d. So you can see these are the final answers of thetas. So we can write this conclusion that theta 0 is double of theta dash or theta. So this is the conclusion. And other than that, if we talk about the dependence, so beta formula is lambda d by d. Beta depends upon lambda, beta depends upon d, and beta depends upon small d also. Here directly proportional and here inversely proportional. But if we talk about the theta dependence, so theta formulas are lambda by small d. It can be 2 lambda by small d, or here also 2 term can come, but dependence on the factors we are talking about. So theta is here proportional to lambda, theta is inversely proportional to d, and theta does not depend upon capital D. Okay, this way. Whether in the initial formula of theta capital D appears, but then also theta's dependence on d, capital D, is not there because it is not in the formula. So if in any question it is asked, if the distance between slit and screen is doubled, okay, distance between slit and screen is doubled, then what will be the effect on theta? So you have to say no effect on theta. Okay, if d is doubled, then theta no effect because it does not depend upon capital D. But if we talk about beta dependence, beta is proportional to capital D. So you will say if capital D is doubled, beta will also get doubled. So fringe width will get doubled of initial beta. This way. Okay. So here beta dash I should not write. I should write beta new and beta old, because beta dash is for minimum case. So beta will be doubled if distance between slit and screen is doubled. Angular width. Now we have to draw the diffraction pattern. Now let us discuss about the diffraction pattern which we will obtain on the screen. So as in the introduction it was told that we get alternate maximas and minimas on the screen when the diffraction takes place through single slit. So what points we have to remember in showing the diffraction pattern? First of all, we have seen here that at center we get maxima. Maxima means full intensity, and the width of the central maxima is just double the width of other maximas and minimas. So this is width of central maxima. This is width of any other maxima. Secondary maxima we can call them. This is width of any other minima. Secondary minimas we can call. So what we have to do, we can just mark here that this much width we will show for central maxima and intensity full we have to show. This way. Now other maximas should be half width. Should be of half width. Okay. Because beta 0 we have to show double. Other widths we have to show just half. This much only. Okay. This way. And all other widths should be equal. It's not be decreasing order of the widths. All widths should be equal. So just after central maxima. This is maxima. That means intensity is maximum on the scale. Here minima. So minima means almost zero intensity. After that we have to show next maxima. This way. Okay. The intensity of next maxima is decreasing. Okay. Why this intensity is decreasing? So you must be remembering that when we have taken this diagram of the slit AB and here on the screen the waves were reaching. So we divided the slits into 2 parts, 3 parts, 4 parts like that. Okay. So we have seen that whenever we were getting maxima, so d sin theta was equal to 3 lambda by 2, 5 lambda by 2 like that. In all that cases we were getting maximas. So when we are getting next maxima other than central, okay, central was this. So when we were getting other maxima other than central, then we divided the slit into 3 parts. Out of that 2 parts cancelled, only 1/3 part remained, which contributed the intensity on the screen. In the same manner, when 5 lambda by 2 was there, d sin theta 5 lambda by 2, we divided the screen into 5 parts. Out of that 4 parts cancelled each other and only 1/5 part remained. So this way the intensity keeps on decreasing. Okay, so this we have to show on both the sides of the screen, both the sides of center of screen. The pattern is completed. So we can show that this width is beta 0, this width is minima, so beta dash, this width is maxima, so beta. This way all the widths we have to show equal only and intensities are in the decreasing order. Okay. Reason we can write, as we go away from the center of the screen, more number of wavelets cancel each other and intensity is contributed by only some portion of the slit AB. This is the reason of decreasing intensity. And what are the intensities actual ratios of all maximas? Central maxima, secondary maximas. So first maxima, second maxima, third maxima's intensities are in the ratio 1/21, 1/61, 1/121. You have to remember this intensity ratio. This is calculated with proper intensity calculations. After understanding completely the interference and diffraction, patterns and conditions, we need to compare interference and pattern, interference and diffraction, phenomena and pattern in a table. Note down all this. Okay, so if we discuss the differences or comparison of interference and diffraction. Interference and diffraction, first of all, phenomena wise, what is the difference? Interference is due to the superposition of waves from 2 coherent sources. That's why we do the double slit experiment. Okay, and here it is due to the superposition of 2 or more wavelets from the single wavefront. That's why we here take the single slit. Okay, so here 2 coherent sources are needed. I am not saying independent bulbs, but they should be coherent bulbs. And here diffraction means single wavefront or single source is needed. Second difference we can discuss about the pattern. So as we have discussed here, all the fringes are of equal width. Okay, because we have seen beta 0, beta dash all are equal. But in that case it is not so. Here central maxima is of double width. Show this relation. Beta 0 is twice of beta dash. Next we can discuss about intensity. Here intensity of all the fringes are same, but here the intensity keeps on decreasing. Right here intensity of the bright fringes same. Okay, and here intensity of the bright fringes keeps on decreasing on the sides of center of screen, both the sides of center. Now we can write as the fourth point, you can see that the conditions of maxima minima also reversed. So displacement formula is also reversed. So here first maxima, okay, not central maxima, first maxima we get at lambda d by d distance. Okay, because the yn formula was n lambda d by d for maxima. This way, but here the same formula is for minima. This side can be made first minima we get at lambda d by d, because this condition n lambda d by d here is for minima, this displacement. Okay, so this is the change. So these are the differences of interference and diffraction. Lastly, we can make some formulas for numericals. We can conclude the formulas. Now you can see that we have here listed the formulas of first maxima, second maxima, that all. So let us just conclude the formulas. Maxima n lambda d by d in interference, minima 2n minus 1 lambda d by 2d. Maxima diffraction 2n plus 1 lambda d by 2d, minima in diffraction n lambda d by d. Everywhere you have to put the starting value n equal to 1. Okay, so first maxima put n1 lambda d by d. So this is the displacement of first bright fringe from the center of the screen. If second maxima is asked, put 2. Here also if first minima is asked, put n equal to 1. So 2 ones are 2 minus 1. So lambda d by 2d is the first minima. Second minima, put n equal to 2. So 2 2s are 4 minus 1, 3. So this way you have to keep on remembering these formulas. These formulas are prepared so that n equal to 1 is kept fixed for all the formulas. Okay, for odd number we can use 2n minus 1 also, 2n plus 1 also. But so that all the formulas starting value of n equal to 1, these formulas are prepared. First maxima in the diffraction, put n equal to 1. So you can see it will come 3 by 2 lambda d by d. Okay, first minima, put n equal to 1 lambda d by d. So this way these formulas are to be remembered mainly for the numericals. Okay. Now let us move to the next sheet. Now one last heading of this optics is validity of ray optics. Under that we have to discuss about a Fresnel distance term that we denote by ZF symbol. Now what is the Fresnel distance? So let us see the diagram of the diffraction. This is the single slit and its distance, its slit width is small d. This distance between slit and screen is capital D. Now what is Fresnel distance? Okay, Fresnel distance is that criteria which divides the ray optics from wave optics. So what is the Fresnel distance? It is defined as the distance between screen and the slit when spreading of the light from the center of the screen towards one side is equal to the size of the slit. Okay, so this way you can read the definition. Distance between the screen and the slit. So Fresnel distance is equal to capital D when spreading of the light from the center of the screen on one side is equal to slit width. So this is, you know that this is central maxima, its width we call beta 0. Now when half of beta 0 is equal to D, small d, that time this distance we call ZF. So here it is written, ZF is defined as capital D when half of central maxima's width is equal to size of the slit, small d. So let us make, using these 2 points, let us make ZF formula. This formula, beta 0 by 2 equal to d, this is there. Beta 0 formula we already know, 2 lambda capital D by small d. This 2 is this one, 2 is getting cancelled. Now this lambda small d is remaining. That time capital D we call what? ZF. So ZF we have replaced. So here D is already there. So ZF formula will become d square by lambda. So this is the formula of Fresnel distance. Let us relate the Fresnel distance formula with the validity of the ray optics. As we know that we are studying the optics into two parts, ray optics and wave optics. So we have got one ZF standard formula. Okay, ZF here. This distance between source and slit, one standard formula or a criteria to divide ray optics and wave optics. So let us consider this example. If the screen is very close, that means this capital D distance is less than the standard ZF distance. This should be the standard ZF distance for seeing the wave optics. But if this distance D at any time is very less than ZF, ZF means d square by lambda. Lambda should be multiplied that side. That means the size of the slit is greater than some lambda d term, root lambda d term. So if the size is greater considered, so it will be considered a broader slit. If this is broader slit, then ray optics is valid. Okay, if it is a narrow slit, then wave optics. But just now what I have told you, ray optics will be valid when? So when the screen is very close, D is less. So D is less than what? Fresnel standard distance, d square by lambda. So this way our slit width will come greater than some term, some standard term. So if this is coming greater, that means it is broader slit. So ray optics will be valid. Okay. So this way our optics topic is completed. We'll practice some numericals next.